The opioid epidemic in the United States has reached terrifying heights. A recent study by the CDC found that opioid-related deaths in 2021 were 6 times higher than those recorded in 1999. This devastating surge has made it clear that the crisis may be far worse than initially anticipated. The numbers are staggering. Each day, over 130 people in the U.S. die after overdosing on opioids. As the crisis worsens, some experts are exploring the possibility that unemployment and economic hardship might be contributing factors. Could there be a correlation between job losses, economic despair, and rising drug use? While the data continues to be analyzed, what is certain is that opioids are claiming more lives than ever before. At the heart of this epidemic is the story of manufacturing, the backbone of many American communities, collapsing. The loss of manufacturing jobs, which once provided stability for families, has left many people struggling to find work, pushing them towards despair. But amidst this bleak backdrop, a resurgence in American manufacturing offers hope for a brighter future. Fortunately, not all is lost. As opioid deaths continue to climb, there is a parallel story of revival unfolding, a resurrection of American manufacturing. In recent years, a few companies have managed to find success in bringing manufacturing jobs back to the United States, creating much-needed employment and restoring a sense of community. One such company leading the charge is Origin, a manufacturing firm based in Asheboro, North Carolina. Run by Amanda and Pete Roberts, along with partners Kip Deco and Jocko Willink. Origin's mission is about more than just making clothes. Their vision is to rebuild communities by bringing manufacturing jobs back to areas that have been ravaged by globalization. By committing to a 100% American supply chain, Origin is not only producing high-quality products like denim jeans, hoodies, and hunting clothes, but also contributing to the revival of local economies. 1 year ago, the Origin factory in Asheboro painted a grim picture of the state of American manufacturing. The factory, which had once produced 60,000 pairs of jeans a week at its height, had fallen into disrepair. The production floor was cluttered with idle sewing machines and neglected equipment, and what little production remained was being suffocated by poor working conditions. However, when Pete Roberts and his team bought the factory, they saw not just a business opportunity, but a chance to revive a forgotten industry. The task of revitalizing the factory seemed daunting, but it was nothing compared to the years of struggle that led up to this point. In 2009, Pete and Amanda were hit hard by the Great Recession. They lost their small business and were forced to sell nearly everything they owned, except their home. With 2 young children to support, Pete turned to his passions, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and design, to try and make ends meet. He began by designing and importing Jiu-Jitsu GIs from Pakistan. However, when foreign suppliers began selling his designs to competitors, Pete realized that he needed to protect his creations. He made the bold decision to start his own factory and revive domestic production, despite having no manufacturing experience. Building from scratch. A dream born in the woods of Maine. With little money, no machinery, and minimal knowledge of manufacturing, Pete's dream of launching a factory seemed naive to many. But he persisted, gathering support from family, friends, and his local community. Using a couple of second-hand sewing machines, Pete began producing Jiu-Jitsu GIs himself. Every stitch had to be perfect, but there was one major obstacle. He couldn't find the right fabric in the United States. After countless calls to textile manufacturers, Pete discovered that the knowledge and machinery to produce such fabric had all but vanished from the United States. Only countries like China and Pakistan still had the ability to create the fabric he needed. Just as things seemed hopeless, Pete stumbled upon an old loom in an abandoned factory in Lewiston, Maine. It was a glimmer of hope, and with this discovery, the dream of creating GIs in America became a reality. For the next 6 years, Origin's growth was slow but steady. Pete struggled to make payroll for his few employees, and sales were limited. But failure was not an option. Pete made a risky decision. He remortgaged the house, the same house he had promised Amanda they would never lose. It was a desperate move, but it kept the company afloat as they pushed forward. Unimaginable growth. Joining forces with Jocko Willink. In 2017, everything changed for Origin. Pete joined forces with Jocko Willink, a retired Navy SEAL, best-selling author, and one of the world's top podcasters. With Jocko's influence and leadership, Origin saw unimaginable growth. What was once a small, struggling factory in the woods of Maine was now a company on the brink of something much bigger. As Origin expanded, so did its product offerings. What started as a jiu-jitsu GI company soon evolved into a full-scale manufacturing business, producing boots, denim jeans, and other apparel. With the backing of Jocko, Origin was able to move into a larger 20,000 square foot facility in Farmington, Maine, and ramp up production. By 2021, Origin was ranked as the 215th fastest growing private company in America by Econ magazine. Now, in 2023, the company employs nearly 500 people across 3 factories in 2 states, a far cry from the 12 employees it had in 2017. A new dawn for American manufacturing. The road ahead. Origin's success story represents more than just financial growth. It symbolizes the rebirth of American manufacturing. The company's new factory in Asheboro, North Carolina, is key to its goal of producing 1 million pairs of jeans annually, all made on a fully American supply chain. Though this number pales in comparison to the 450 million pairs manufactured overseas, it's a significant step in the right direction. It's proof that American manufacturing can still compete in a global economy. For Origin, the future looks bright. The company is committed to its mission of bringing jobs back to American soil, 1 pair of jeans at a time. As Pete and Amanda reflect on their journey, they know that the dream of rebuilding American manufacturing is far from over. But if one idea born in the woods of Maine can spark a manufacturing renaissance, then the American dream is still very much alive, honoring the past, building the future. At the heart of Origin's mission is a deep respect for the American workers who lost their jobs to globalization. In the factory, a U.S. flag hangs proudly, a symbol of hope and resilience. It's accompanied by a plaque with the following inscription. This flag was flown over the United States Capitol on April 12, 1996, at the request of the Honorable Howard Cobble, Member of Congress, in memory of the thousands of apparel employees who lost their jobs because of NAFTA, and the thousands more who will lose their jobs because of GATT. But we're bringing them back. This flag stands as a reminder of the past, but also a promise for the future. The road to rebuilding American manufacturing is long and fraught with challenges, but Origin's success proves that it is possible. The jobs that were once lost to overseas production are slowly coming back, and with them, the hopes and dreams of countless American workers. As the opioid crisis rages on and economic uncertainty continues to plague many communities, the revival of American manufacturing offers a beacon of hope, a chance to reclaim the American dream and rebuild a future where prosperity is once again within reach.